Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. So in today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make this beautiful female shirt with a collar. So guys, this is so simple and easy to make. If this is your first time visiting our channel, do not forget to hit on the like button, subscribe to this channel, and always turn on your notification bell so you can get update from us whenever a new video is being posted. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for staying back. Thank you for watching our videos. Do not forget to share these videos and invite others to watch these videos as well. So guys, this actually came out so beautiful. I love the outcome. It came out so well. So guys, let's get straight into the video. So the required measurement needed to make this shirt is the length of the shirt, the bust measurement, the waist measurement, the hip measurement, the shoulder measurement, the sleevelet, and also the round sleeve. So guys, I'm just going to be marking the length of my top of my shirt, and I'll be using 23. So you go ahead and measure 23 or whatsoever you want to use, or whatsoever your length is. So I'm just going to connect with my straight ruler. That will serve as the full length of my shirt. The next thing I went ahead to do, because this is going to have a button, I'm going to create the button space. So you're just going to be marking 2.5 inch from the top to the down of this shirt. Okay, just watch what I'm doing. Just measure 2.5, and you're just going to connect with a straight ruler. The next thing I went ahead to do, I'm going to be imputing my shoulder measurement, and my shoulder is 14 divided by 2 is 7. So I also went ahead to mark 2.5. Then from the shoulder, you're just going to come down by 1 inch in order to get shoulder slope. Okay, so from there, I'm going to be marking my bust point measurement, and the bust point measurement is 9.5. So guys, you're just going to connect like so with a straight ruler, so that will serve as our what bust point measurement. So from the bust point measurement, you're just going to go up by 1.5 to get the chest line. Okay, so go up by 1.5 like you see me doing, and you're going to what connect like so. So this is our bust point and also our chest line. So guys, I'm just going to be taking my shoulder measurement, which is 7. I will impute that measurement on my chest line so that we can get our armhole line. So this can be a straight line. Okay, so you're just going to connect. Also, I'll be imputing my half length, and the half length that I'm using is 15.5. So you're just going to be marking your half length. Okay, so go ahead and mark your half length and connect with a straight ruler. So guys, that's going to be my half length or my waistline. So from the shoulder slope to my chest line, you are going to get the midpoint of that line and going by 0.5 inch. Okay, so on the chest line, you're going to be dividing your bust measurement by 4. Whatever you have, you're just going to be marking. Mine is 8.25. So you're going to connect the 3 points together. Just place your curve and draw the armhole curve, just like you see me doing, and that's our armhole. You are just going to be adding your seam allowance. I've added 1.5 inch seam allowance. Likewise on the waist, your waist divided by 4, add seam allowance. Okay, then for the full length, it's almost my hip line, so I'm just going to be using my hip measurements, or the circumference of where the length of your top is. Just take the measurement and divide by 4. Then you're going to add seam allowance of 1.5 inch. So I'm just going to be connecting just like you see me doing. Connect like so. So guys, we are almost through with this. For the neck width, you'll be using 3 inch, and since this is the front, we are going to be using 2.5 inch. Okay, so you can use between 2 inch or 2.5. So I've gone ahead to use 2.5 inch. So I'm just going to connect with my curve. Can you see? So guys, we are virtually through with this. I'm just going to be cutting this out. Just watch the way I'm doing mine. Okay, cut this out. So before we cut the neck, I'm going to be folding this inside just like you see me doing. Watch what I'm doing. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just go ahead and fold this. Then you can now cut out the neck. So guys, after I was done cutting, this is what you should have. Okay, so I'm going to be drafting the back. So for this back, you're just going to leave some inch, like 2 inch from the top. So you just mark from that point to that will serve as your shoulder line. Then you go ahead and mark the full length of your shirt. So mine is 23. You're just going to be marking 23. Then I'm going to be imputing my shoulder measurement, and this 14 divided by 2 is 7. Just go ahead and mark 7. So I'm also going to be marking 2.5 inch and also 1 inch so that I can get my shoulder slope. So you're just going to connect. So guys, from that point I'm going to be measuring my bust point, and my bust point is 9.5 like we did for the front. You are going to be connecting with a straight ruler. So guys, from the bust point you're going to go up by 1.5 in order to get your chest line, because you're just going to connect with a straight ruler, so that will serve as our chest line. So guys, from the measurement of our shoulder measurement, I'm just going to be marking it on our chest line, then connect with a straight ruler so that we can get our armhole line. So from the shoulder line, I'm going to be marking our half length from the shoulder to your waist. So you're just going to connect. Mine is 15.5. You're going to connect, and that will serve as our waistline. So I'm going to be imputing my bust measurement on my chest line. Your bust divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch as the seam allowance. Likewise on the half length, that is the waist, your waist divided by 4 plus 1.5. And also the full length, your hip divided by 4 plus 1.5. So guys, I'm going to be connecting just like you see me doing. So guys, the next thing I went ahead to do for the neck width is still going to be 3, just like the front, and the neck depth this time around is going to be 1.5. Okay, so you're just going to connect. So guys, we are going to be reducing the front shoulder by 1 inch. Okay, we are going to reduce it by 1 inch, then replace it at the back. That was the reason why we left about 2 inch before we started drafting the back. So just reduce it by 1 inch, just like you see me doing, and I'm going to be cutting this out. So you are going to cut this out and keep this aside. Then we are going to replace it back on the back pattern. So just extend the neck, and I'm going to be marking 1 inch from that shoulder point. Okay, just watch what I'm doing. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you're also going to extend this other side. Just mark 1 inch like you see me doing, and you're just going to connect with a straight ruler. So by doing this, we've already replaced what we just cut out from the front. So guys, this is it. I'm just going to connect my armhole curve just like you see me doing. Connect like so, and this is our back armhole. So guys, I'm going to be cutting this out. This is our back pattern. Also, I'm going to be cutting the down part as well. So guys, the next thing we're going to do, here is our front and our back pattern. So because of this, you can decide to leave the down part of this straight just the way it is, but for me I would like to make it curved a little. So you're just going to place your tape from that hem and measure 2 or 3 inch. This totally depends on you, and I'm just going to connect just like you see me doing. Then I'm going to be cutting this out, okay, for both the front and the back. Do not forget, just the front and the back, and that's okay for me. I've gone ahead to transfer my pattern to my fabric, add 1/2 inch at the shoulder and 1 inch at the hem of the shirt, because we'll be folding this, okay. And also the back, you're just going to be adding 1/2 inch at the top and also 1 inch at the down part for the folding. So guys, remember we left 2.5 inch for this button allowance. So I'm going to be folding the half first. Just go ahead and fold the half. Then you're going to fold again. Just fold again and make sure it's 1 inch. So the remaining 1 inch will serve as an overlap for our button space. So I'm going to be ironing this out. After I was done ironing, this is what it looks like. Fold 1/2 inch and fold 1 inch. Okay, so you're going to be doing this for the second side. So you're just going to iron like you see me doing. I've ironed this out, and I will go to my sewing machine and stitch at the edge just like you see me doing. I'm going to be stitching close to my 1 inch, close to the edge. So for the sleeve, I'm also going to be folding the hem of this sleeve, and after I was done stitching this, I went ahead to cut the excess. Okay, so for this sleeve, I've gone ahead to stitch it just like you see me doing. This is it. And also I'm going to be placing the right side to each other, right side of the front and the back together, and I'll go ahead and stitch half of an inch for the shoulder. So go ahead and do that on the two shoulder. And also I'll be folding the hem of this shirt, both the front and the back. Just go ahead and fold using 1 inch. Then guys, after I was done folding, this is what it looks like. And also I also went ahead to fold the iron the shoulder. Just go to your ironing table and give it a good press. Okay, so guys, can you see this is now our new shoulder, not the other way around? So I've also gone ahead to impute my body measurement, so I'm going to be using 1 inch as my allowance. The remaining half is going to be an ease. So you're also going to be measuring your half length, which is 15.5, and on that line now I'm going to be marking 1 inch as well, because I want ease for this shirt. So you're just going to connect with a straight ruler, then you're going to connect from the waist to the hem of this shirt. Okay, so guys, I'm just going to take this to my sewing machine and stitch on the lines that I just marked. Also for this sleeve, you are going to be using 1 inch as well. Just go ahead and connect like you see me doing, and I'll go to my sewing machine and stitch this. You're going to repeat this for the two sleeve. Guys, after I was done doing that, this is what it looks like. I'm just going to turn this out so you all can see. This is what it looks like. And also for this, for my bodies, I've gone ahead to stitch it, and this is what it looks like. After I was done ironing, I went to my ironing table, I gave it a good press, and this is it's looking so beautiful already. So guys, for our sleeve, the front, I'm just going to place it in such a way that, because the sleeve one part is deeper than the other, so you're just going to position it well, just like you see me doing. I'm going to be turning this inside. So right side, make sure you notch the shoulder so you don't get confused when fixing the sleeve. So I'm just going to be pushing this inside like you see me doing, right side facing each other. So you're just going to place the two notches together and secure with your safety pin. You're going to repeat this same process for the second sleeve. Then I'll go ahead to my sewing machine and stitch using half of an inch. After I was done doing that, this is what it looks like. Can you see? I've gone ahead to stitch my sleeve for both sides. So guys, the next thing I went ahead to do, I'm going to be taking the neck measurement. So you're just going to measure this round. After I was done measuring, I had 20 and quarter. I had 20 and quarter. So guys, I'll be drafting it on a paper. So I'm just going to mark my start line, and also we are going to be drafting the collar stand and the collar itself. So we are going to be drafting the collar stand first. So what I went ahead to do, I'm going to be dividing the 20 and quarter into two, and I had 10 and 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'm just going to take that measurement. So from that point you go up by half of an inch, just like you see me doing. Just mark half of an inch, then you get the center of that 10 and quarter, and we have 5 inch, let's say 5 inch. So I'm going to be connecting just like you see me doing with my curve. Just connect like so to the center of that 10.5. So the length of this collar stand is going to be 1 inch. I'll just go ahead and mark 1 inch at the side, also at the center and the last side. So I'm going to be connecting with my straight ruler first, and also I'm going to connect with my curve just like you see me doing. So this is going to be our collar stand. So guys, at this point I'm going to go in by half of an inch. Just mark half of an inch, and you're going to make a curve like you see me doing. Just make a nice curve, and that will be all for this collar stand. So I'm just going to be cutting this out. just like you see me doing. This is our collar stand. Can you see? So also I'm going to be drafting the collar itself. So you're just going to mark a start line like you see me doing. So I'm going to be imputing the 10 and quarter like we did for the collar stand. Then for this, the length of my collar totally depends on you. I'll be using 2.5. So I'm going to be marking 2.5. You can use two, but 2.5 is okay. So I'm just going to connect just the way you see me doing. If you don't understand, just watch what I'm doing. I've also gone ahead to get the center of that 10.5. So on this side, I'll go in by half of an inch because I want my collar to sit well at the back. So I'm just going to connect from the half of an inch to the center of that line. Okay, also I will go in by 1 inch. Just mark 1 inch and connect this with a straight ruler. Guys, just watch what I'm doing if you don't understand what I'm saying. So guys, we are virtually through with this collar itself, and I'm going to be cutting it out. So guys, this is what our collar stand and the collar itself looks like. I'm going to be using an interfacing. This is light gum stay. I'm going to be cutting it exact measurement for both the collar stand, and also I want to cut this on my fabric. Make sure you add half of an inch all round. Okay, also make sure you have two pits for the collar stand and also the collar itself. So I'm going to be placing my interfacing on the wrong side of my fabric, and I'm going to iron. After I was done ironing, I placed the main fabric and the lining piece, which is still the same material. I placed them together, and I'm going to be stitching like you see me doing. So from the point where I marked, you're just going to stitch all the way until you get to the other end. So guys, after I was done stitching, this is what it looks like. You are going to give it a nice notch, then you notch the other side and trim the excess allowance. Then I'm just going to be turning this out just the way you see me doing. Then I'm just going to be ironing it. Go to your ironing table and give it a good press. After I was done ironing, this is what it looks like. I've also gone ahead to iron my hairstay to the collar stand. So I'm also going to be notching the center, and make sure you are going to be notching on the area that has the curved part. Okay, just notch on the curved part, not the other side that is straight. So guys, I'm also going to be notching the center part of my collar itself, and this is it. The next thing I want to do, the side that has a hemming, that has an interfacing, I'm going to be placing them together like you see me doing. Then ensure that you are going to be placing it on the side that has curved area, the curved part of my collar, not the other straight one. So guys, at this point, just watch what I'm doing if you don't understand what I'm saying. And also I'll be using I'll just place it, the lining piece for the collar stand. Okay, that means our collars itself is going to be in between the collar stand, both the lining and the main fabric. So guys, just go ahead and pin it, secure with your pin, your safety pin. And so guys, this is it. I'll go ahead and stitch. Make sure when you're stitching, you're not going to start from the edge. Start like half of an inch, then I'm just going to stitch round. When you get to the other side, don't stitch to the end. Stop half of an inch before the edge. So guys, after I was done doing that, this is what it looks like. Can you see? I started half of an inch. After half of an inch, my stitch was after half of an inch, and I'm just going to turn it out just the way you see me doing. So I'm going to give it a good press, and after I was done pressing, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to be fixing this to our dress. So before then, I'm just going to get the center, just notch the center of our collar stand, and now I'm just going to notch the center of our neck, that is the center back. So notch it, and I'm going to be placing the side that doesn't have collar and stay. I'm going to be placing it on the wrong side of my shirt. Okay, place the right side of your collar to the wrong side of your shirt, that is the part that doesn't have a stay. So you're just going to secure with your safety pin, just like you see me doing. You're going to secure with your safety pin, and I'll go ahead to my sewing machine and I'm going to be stitching using half of an inch. Okay, just go ahead and stitch half of an inch until you get to the end. So guys, after I was just stitching, this is what it looks like. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn it over like so, and I'm going to be folding using half of an inch. Just folding half of an inch. I'll secure this with my safety pin. Can you see? Just folding half of an inch, and I'll take this to my sewing machine and stitch very close to it. So guys, just go ahead and stitch. After I was done stitching, this is what it looks like. So we're going to be creating the space for the buttonhole and the button itself. Okay, so guys, I'm just going to be measuring from after my collar stand. Just take your place your tape there and measure 3.5. So that's going to be the distance between each button space. And also I have a video on my channel on how to create a buttonhole. So I went ahead to fix my buttonhole, to create my buttonhole, and to fix my button as well. So if you want to know how to do this, I'll be dropping the link in the description box so you can have an access to this. This is the final outcome and it's looking so beautiful. Do not forget to give us a thumbs up, share this video, and always stay tuned to our channel. So guys, until I see you in my next video, bye.